Hi there, that's the channel What's the Giggle? This channel is about the English words and the English jokes. The first part of the video is going to give you the joke. The second part will explain why it can be funny and what's the giggle about. I really believe that comedy can help us with emotional network of connections between words. And if you learn the new words with the help of comedy, you will memorize the English words forever. Just buckle up because the commitment to comedy in English is making your English growth sustainable. Hi there. Have you noticed that people sitting right in front of us are potentially dangerous? There was a situation at my university. The lady was sitting right in front of me and I was sitting right behind her. And of course, I was enjoying my time and highlighting the information with my bright pink Stabilo Boss highlighter. All of a sudden, something has happened and there was a crazy squeak under my fingers. The wedges of highlighter fell off, gave its momentum, flew forward with light speed and landed safely in the jeans of the lady sitting right in front of me. I was terrified at that very moment. Of course, I prefer the earth to open its mouth and swallow me, but unfortunately the gape in the jeans of the lady swallowed my wedges of highlighter. They were soiling everything around with pink, bright color. I was good, she didn't notice, and I decided to lean back and double check, like, okay, what's going on? And actually, the wedges of highlighter were not only in her jeans, but also they got stuck in her crystal clear white thongs. Could you imagine that? After that, I immediately decided that, of course, I'm a bad person. I started asking my questions, like, am I a bad person? Am I a judgy wedgie to myself now after this episode? Or probably I'm just a judgy wedgie, if we're saying about my characteristic. What should I tell her? Like, knock, knock, who is there? Pink, pink what? Pink, the highlighter wedges, Stabilo Boss if you wish, and if you wash your pants and panties later. Yeah, you need to check it out. Actually, the wedges got stuck accidentally between your buttocks. And now, yeah, go and double check. Oh, should you take off your pants? Yes, of course. Not here, please, not here. Don't do that here. Am I a dumbass? Not necessarily. Anyway, probably I should have more poise and probably I should be more confident at that very moment and I should go like that. Hey y'all, you have got something in your pants. Double check, you have got highlighter wedges over there. And you can, it's like ants in your pants, but highlighter ones. Don't get me wrong, I'm nothing but a pervert and I understand that your thongs that I can see are already giving you some wedges. And here I am giving you extra pain and rubbing extra salt into your wound with my wedges. If I were a boy, I would be actually a good pick-upper. It would be my pick-up line like, hey beauty, you have got surprise right behind you. You have got something in your pants. You can check it for yourself. Or should I help you? Like a real gentleman. Anyway, I'm a girl. I'm a woman power dunking some wedges in my sister's white thongs. I'm here to let you know, sister. I'm here to help you out. You have got wedges in your pants. I'm very honest. Feminism at its best. Imagine if I actually told you that. I'm shaking on with fear. She has got her waves of shame. She's heading right to the restroom at that very moment. And of course, some wedges of highlighter would disappear in her way. They would just fall out, and she is back to the conversation and claim something like, I have got nothing in my pants. Nothing, literally nothing. And now I look even creepier. Okay, non-existing wedges of highlighter would drive a wedge between sisters. Feminism is leaving the chat immediately. We are no longer women equals. I should have pulled your real wedges instead of telling her anything. Hell with that. I will not tell you anything. My lips are sealed and I'm going just to let you walk and live your life. And I will let you discover for yourself in the evening after taking off your pants that something has happened and bright pink spots are all over your jeans and your panties. Go and find out for yourself. Of course, you may have got a question what a wedge is. A wedge is usually something pretty triangular, solid, and shaped like this. I'll show you a little bit closer. There is a special scheme for you. And it is usually, one more time, triangular, and it helps us to split the objects sometimes. At the same time, it is not only the situation with the axe in your garage, it is also your knife. And surprisingly, we can say that our teeth and nails work in the same way. Or let's say you have got an apple and you'd like to eat that. If you eat it with your teeth, like that, in this case, your teeth are wedges. If you use the knife, in this case, the knife is the wedge. See here, apple wedges and a knife as a wedge. A door stopper can also serve as a door wedge because it is something solid that keeps the door open. At the same time, a door stopper can show how lazy you are as a personality, right? A door stopper is a perfect wedge that will show you how lazy you are. At the same time, you will see that a wedge can be something that shows how hardworking you are. In this video, you can see that an axe is working as a simple machine that is a simple machine that looks like a wedge, and it is something that is moving the humanity forward. Of course, here you can see that not only wedge moves the humanity forward. You can see that love and coffee especially moves us forward. And only after that, a wedge can be something as exciting as anything else that we have just mentioned. Enjoy the video with an axe as a wedge. We can see here that chopping wood or wood chopping is impossible without a wedge. It is part of our identity. I would say that wedges are everywhere. If we use a wedge heel, it will lift us higher and our social position can go higher as well. It is a cool system, a wedge. Sometimes a wedge is not that very positive. Here we have an expression to drive a wedge between people. That means that we have an argument with another person and a wedge can actually split people. It is something not very positive in general. The functions of a wedge can be very different: to cut, to split, to tighten, and sometimes to make a joke. In my joke, highlighter wedges drove a wedge between me and the lady in front of me. Unfortunately. In my joke, I also used the reference to this idea, and the whole joke is about highlighter wedges because some pieces of the highlighter stabilo was broke off, and of course they look like wedges, and it helped me to build the joke around that. At the same time, I used another concept that is also pretty funny. It is usually used in law comedy, especially in American English, and this is an expression to pull wedges, and it is usually pieces of underwear that is stuck between the buttocks of people, and people usually pull the underwear to have fun, to play a joke, and it is a very, very special type of joke, of course, that you can use in your everyday life. In my story, I assumed that I can actually rub extra salt into the wound of the wedges, and I assumed that my friends, my classmates thong were giving some wedges, and with my highlighter wedges you may have extra pain or something like that. You could also ask me about the phrase being judgy wudgy. It is kind of a kid's poem, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, that native speakers use. It is like judgy wudgy was a bear, that's the phrase. According to Urban Dictionary, it is used towards the person who is being judgmental, who is imposing his or her or their preconceived notions on other people. And that is the criticizing way of describing a person's behavior, and I use that towards myself, about being judgy wudgy towards myself, and I use the word play because instead of judgy wudgy I use judgy wedgie. Of course, I imply the idea of wedges and wedgie. And in this case, I dropped highlight wedges, and I was criticizing myself about that. I hope you enjoyed that wordplay. After all this analytical part, you can see the connection of different unrelated words like a wedge, wedges, a wedgie, to pull a wedgie, thong, and I would say that even panties. Also, we use the idea of judgy wudgy was a bear, and all of this can be the reason to laugh about, and probably any single time in future that you come across a wedge or a wedgie, you will smile or even laugh if you're lucky. Giggle and you will find. See you soon in next episodes of What's the Giggle?